Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I guess we are live streaming, and I think we are. Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna start this live stream with a message to young white men. Now, this message to said young white men, it's not a message from me. No, it's not a message from me, although I would agree with the message, right? This is a message from Rupert Lowe. I'm going to share this with you guys in a minute. So this is a video. I think it's an old video, but I'm going to share this video to you guys. Now, this is a message to young white men from Rupert Lowe. And before I share it, I just want to, because I don't want to slip down the wrong road on this channel. I don't want to slip down the wrong hole in this channel, right? I don't really care about much. I think that humans, right? And I say this in pretty much every live stream. I think that humans, like, you know, if you've got like two eyes, a nose, a mouth, hands, and like, you know, you walk around, humans need to stop all wars. They're all ridiculous. Fighting wars achieves nothing, right? It achieves absolutely nothing. I think humans need to stop fighting wars and start building spaceships, right? That's the future that I want for everyone, literally for everyone. So whether you are Christian, Muslim, Hindu, whatever religion you are, whatever color of skin you are, whatever you identify as, right? I'm going to ask you guys this question right now. And I will get onto this. I will get onto the message in a second, right? I'm going to ask everyone this question right now. Do you want to wake up in the morning, right? Do you want to wake up in the morning to headlines of death and war and destruction? Or do you want to wake up in the mornings to innovation, creation, exploration? Which one of those things, like, you know, seriously, on those two aspects, because we are right now in the world, all we wake up to is death, destruction, war. Doesn't have to be that way. Does not have to be that way. So whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you are, unless you're a reptilian, ladies and gentlemen, we all know the reptilians are bad because they suck blood. And look, guys, I'm going to be doing an aliens marathon tomorrow. I'm going to do an absolute aliens marathon tomorrow. But what I want to do today, I just want to let you guys know, like, because sometimes I jump off this topic. And there's so much crazy stuff in the world happening right now. I think at some point, I'm going to bring you guys to work, and you guys are going to see what I do. And you guys will understand why I can be so granular about certain things and why I can dig so deep into certain things. Because when you do something as a job, right, you know everything about that subject, right? You know everything about it. If you are a baker, right, you know everything about flour, yeast, ovens. You know that because it's your job, right? It's your job to know that. So I just want it from the get-go, guys, right? I don't really care about the color of anybody's skin, their religion, what they wanted. I genuinely could not care less. I want humanity to stop fighting each other, stop fighting wars, right? But we only do that if we accept a common goal. And if the common goal is to pray to your book 15 times a day, marry your cousin and get a council house, if that's your common goal, we're going nowhere, guys. I promise you, we're going nowhere. If your goal in life, right? If you're alive right now, and I assume most of you are that are watching this, if your goal in life is to pray 100 times a day, if it's your goal to pray 100 times a day, marry your cousin, and have a load of kids, humanity, I promise you, humanity is going nowhere. We are going to be a backward world. That's the reality. That is the reality, right? We need to reach above this. We need to stop having wars with each other. We need to stop creating guns, bombs, tanks, trains, planes, automobiles, stuff that kills each other, right? And we need to build spaceships. However, we are not there. We are far from there. So let me share with you guys this video from Rupert Lowe, okay? So this is a video from Rupert Lowe to young white men, and this is directly aimed at young white men. So if you are young, listen, I identify as young. I'm 44, right? I went climbing with my daughter the other day, and she says, Daddy, I can't do a pull-up. I said, right, come on, you need to do a pull-up. You need to be able to do a pull-up. So you know when you're jumping them up and you're, right, you got to come down as slowly as possible, just to get some strength in your arms. She's like, Daddy, how many pull-ups can you do? Yeah. So I just cracked it there, right? I was in the, not the Foundry. Is it the climbing hangar in Sheffield? Yeah, I was in the climbing hangar in Sheffield, right? Listen, I'm just throwing that out there, right? This is no other purpose than just to let you guys know how awesome I am, right? She says, Daddy, how many pull-ups can you do? I said, let me get on there. So I'm there, in my dad jumper, my dad trousers, my trainers like I'm running, So I jumped up on the pull-up bar. I cracked 20 in a wanna. Yeah, everybody was looking at me. They was looking at my hair. They were just looking at how awesome I was. 44 years old, cracking 20 pull-ups in a wanna without even, without not even a warm-up. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a young white man, if you're a young white man, or if you identify as a young white man, well, guess what? I've got a video to share with you. And this is a message from Rupert Lowe. Now, I'm going to try and share this, right, in a wanna. I know I don't always get there, right? I'm going to try and share this as a wanna. Excuse me. I'm going to try and share this as a wanna. I may stop it. I'm going to try not to, but I will be sharing this video again towards the end of the live stream. So if you missed the end of it or whatever, you want my commentary, I will be sharing this at the end of the live stream. If I can.
To the young white men who feel ignored and...
Sorry. Right, so this is a message. Oh, it's a Christmas message, right? This is Rupert Lowe's Christmas message. And I thought it apt to share it now, right? Because it's still a powerful message. Listen, guys. I think he's the guy, right? I don't give you guys hope very often. I don't. One of my business partners, every time I tell him an idea, he will say, Sean, this is bullshit. This will happen. This will happen. This will happen as well. It is bullshit. And I'll be like, okay, right, I'll go away. And that's what I do to you guys, right? I ground you in reality, right? Stop having faith in Tommy Robinson marches. Stop having faith in reform. If there is any hope in the United Kingdom right now, this is it. If I can play it, hang on.
To the young white men who feel ignored and insulted, I want to speak directly to you. For too long, young white men in this country have been treated as if your concerns don't matter.
Hang on a minute, right? I think I'm missing the elephant in the room here, right? Jesus. Fucking hell. This is Rupert Lowe's Christmas message, right? This is Rupert Lowe's Christmas message. How badass is this? How terrible is that Christmas tree first? Like, that's probably the worst decorated Christmas tree I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've seen some bad ones, right? That is the terrible Christmas tree. I'm not holding it against him, right? But this is such a badass Christmas message. Right, let me replay it. I know I do this all the time, guys, right? I say I'm going to let a video play through, and I don't. So let me start this. Sorry, guys. I promise I'm going to let this play through, right? It's just over a minute.
To the young white men who feel ignored and insulted, I want to speak directly to you. For too long, young white men in this country have been treated as if your concerns don't matter. Your struggles don't count. and your identity is something to apologize for. That your love of your country is somehow racist and wrong. You've been told to stay quiet, to step aside, to accept being blamed for things you never did and problems that you didn't create. Let me be clear. There is nothing wrong with being white. There is nothing wrong with being a man. There is nothing wrong with being straight. You are not the problem. The system is the problem. The cancer of DEI, along with the Blairite legacy, must be eradicated and erased from our society. Britain needs strong, grounded, responsible men. Men and women who work hard, protect their communities, build their families, and stand firm in their values. And despite what some might tell you, there's nothing shameful about wanting to be that person. We should be unapologetic in our promotion of those ideals. I say to you today, keep going. It will get better.
So that's Rupert Lowe's Christmas message. Now, I'm going to share that video later on, guys, and I'm going to give some more commentary on that. We are at a wild place in the United Kingdom right now. If anybody's looking in at the United Kingdom, I've been talking about this for such a long time. I don't see like any outcome where we do not have civil conflict. And when I mean civil conflict, I mean like the really bad type. I don't mean people chanting on the streets of London. I don't mean people chanting, bum, 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 bum. I don't mean people blocking roads. I mean violent attacks, violent strikes. I mean assassinations. I mean kidnaps. I mean families. I mean really bad stuff. Now, I've lived through this. I've lived through this in real time in Northern Ireland. I know exactly the tactics that emerge. I know exactly the tactics that succeed. I know exactly the segregation, the degradation, the politicization of these things. And that's what's going to happen, guys. I promise you. Like, if you think of Northern Ireland, excuse me. If you think of Northern Ireland as Britain's problem, Britain is going to be America's problem, because we are, the Americans are going to be flooding all sorts of kit and equipment, weapons, humanitarian aid. And listen, and I know this sounds wild to even consider. You guys have lived in the United Kingdom 40, 50, 30, maybe 20, 60, 70, 80, 90 years, and you've seen nothing like this, and you're looking at me, you're looking at the screen right now, and you're thinking, Sean, that can never happen here in the United Kingdom. We're a civilized country. We are an absolute civilized country. This will never happen in the United Kingdom. Okay. I've got some more videos to share with you guys. I've got some more videos. Right, let me just start with these videos, right? I'll start with these videos, right? So you guys know that the elections in the United Kingdom are happening this May, right? The new elections are happening this May. So it turns out mosques are allowed to be used as polling stations. And look, to be fair, I don't have anything against that. I really don't. Like, if you want to use a mosque or a school or a church, I genuinely don't have anything against that. Now, I'm pretty sure you can only vote at the polling station you're being told to vote at. So if you live in, I don't know, Doncaster West at whatever, you get told that that's your polling station. You can't vote anywhere else. So let's have a look at this, guys. I've got little videos. I've got quite a few videos to share with you guys. So I'm not going to pass judgment.
Breaks down barriers.
Your mosque is actually a polling center. So why do you choose to be a polling center when it comes to elections?
Number one, because we are in a prime location, so that makes a big difference. Number two, I think it really breaks down barriers. It opens people's minds to say that a masjid is not just a place where you come, you pray and you leave. It's a place for the community. It's a central hub for Muslims and non-Muslims for whatever need is required. So the fact that we have a big, huge polling station sign outside.
So when he says that, right, when he says a mosque is a centralized location for the community, for Muslims and non-Muslims, right? I'm thinking about this, the scenes that we had in West Midlands, in Birmingham, where there's a video online, and there's one of the community leaders, and he's saying, "Right, everybody, go and put all your weapons back in the mosques. Go and put all your weapons. Go and keep all your weapons in the mosque." And I'm just thinking, like, can non-Muslims keep their weapons in the mosque as well? Because what he's saying there is, mosques are, central for the community, for Muslims and non-Muslims. So I'm thinking, are mosques safe spaces for, non-Muslims who want to keep their mosques, right? And I'll give you a little story here, right? I was in the, if anybody's ever been to Kabul and walked, like, as a civilian, you won't get to do this in the military. So I was in Kabul, right, and was walking around. I was walking around Kabul, and there's something in the middle of Kabul. There's something called the Safi Landmark Hotel. So you've got. Oh, look, guys, I'll be quite honest. I think, like, if anybody's ever been to Kabul, like, it's set in. It's like if you come into Kabul on a helicopter and you see all the lights going up. It's just so. It's magical. It is absolute. If you fly into Kabul at night, it's like something out of it's like something out of a fantasy movie, right? Anyway, so I'm in Kabul, and I had what did I have? I think I had an M9. Yeah, I had an M9. Yeah, I had an M9. So an M9 Beretta, it's basically US military issued pistol, right? And I was rolling with an M9 in Kabul. And you go into the Safi Landmark Hotel, right? You go into the Safi Landmark Hotel. Oh, God, this was so embarrassing, right? And I was in the Safi Landmark Hotel. And as you go in, there's like a metal detector. And they say, right, if you've got any weapons, put them in these, you get a locker, you get a little key to put your gun in, to put your 9 in. I'm like, not a chance in a million years am I letting my pistol, like, not a chance am I being unarmed. Anyway, so I did stuff down the front of my trousers. I walked through the metal detector, and then I passed in my wallet, and I said, "Oh, Arsif Habibi." Anyway, he let me through, and he didn't check me. Anyway, so I had my M9 on me, and I remember having maybe one too many sherbets in the hotel. And as I was walking past, it fell down out my pants. And when I went to pick it up, I kicked it as well. Honestly, like, you couldn't make this up. So you have me walking through this shopping center, because, like, at the bottom of most shopping centers, it's like a mall. I kicked my Beretta and it just went spinning. And I like, in my head, I'm thinking of that now. I'm thinking of, like, everybody handing their weapons into the mosque. And I'm thinking, maybe, listen, maybe mosques are safe places for everyone to hand their weapons in.
Our masjid, it allows non-Muslims to enter into the mosque for probably the first time in their life. It actually encourages Muslims to vote themselves, because a lot of people from the Muslim community have this misconception that we shouldn't vote, we don't need to vote, our vote doesn't count, we're so small, we're a minority.
I don't think that's right, guys. I think that is counter, right? I think lots of Muslims vote. I think the Muslim vote is huge. I think in maybe 10, 15, certainly 20 years, the Muslim vote will be the majority vote in the United Kingdom. It's up to you guys if you want to argue with me. Look at the birth rates.
They pay the masjid as well, so there's a benefit there. But at the same time, we are told that it's one of the most attended polling stations within our locality. So I encourage it for every single masjid, every single community center, if you're able to, if you meet the requirements, of course. And the requirements are quite basic. They come the night before, they put a plastic wrap over all of the carpet, they put their stalls and the stands and the tables and so on, and then they come and clear it up the next day as well. So all you have to have is a space, toilets, kitchen facilities, and a space that people can come and go. And even if you need ramps for disabled access and things, they can provide that. So I highly, highly encourage it. And I think it makes a huge difference.
So I'm not going to pass judgment on that. You know, I think more polling stations is a good thing. I'm just going to literally, I'm literally just going to leave that there, right? I think it's a good thing. More people voting, clearly, more the better. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, the crux of this live stream has been a message to young white men. I've got a couple more videos to share with you guys, but and it's not my message, it's Rupert Low's Christmas message, and I will be sharing that shortly. What I want to just throw it out there is, let me get rid of this before it goes totally flat. You can do one, you can do two. What I want to throw it out there is, that, like, a couple of years ago, when it was when the riots happened in the United Kingdom in like 2000, I think was it 24? I think it was 24. One of the things look, guys, and I'm pretty sure I was the only person on the internet who was talking about this. I was talking about the young white men. I was talking about what I said is a golden generation, right? So if you're a young white man right now, or if you identify as a young white man, I identify as a young white man, right? It doesn't mean I am, but whatever. Did I tell you I did a shitload of pull-ups the other day at the climbing center, and everybody was just like standing around me going, "Raven, Raven, Raven!" I dropped down, right? I did the superhero dismount like fucking Thor, right? I looked down for 2 seconds, flicked my beautiful hair up, and like everybody was just looking at me, like both men and women were trembling, but for entirely different reasons. Anyway, it was a little bit embarrassing for my daughter. Right, sorry, I digress. A couple of years, 2024, right? The summer 2024, when it was the riots, I was saying to people, there is a demographic of young white men who are fucking angry. They are angry. They are wild. They are ferocious. They are free. They are elemental. And you guys are the ones that I need to take under my wing. Honestly, I need to take you guys under my wing. I need to show you discipline. I need to show you respect. I need to show you how to be absolutely ferocious, to be more than a man in the eyes of your enemy. I need to train you guys to be physical. And I don't mean gay physicality where you go to boxercise twice a week. I mean, you guys come and train with me. I will teach you to be more than a man. I will teach you to push yourselves beyond the boundaries that what you thought a human could be. I will. I can do all that shit, guys. I hope to do it in Cleethorpes. So that's what we're talking about today, guys. Right, I've got another video to share with you guys. Is it that one? It's not that one. Right, it's this one. Right. So I've got another video for you guys. This is a promotional video from the gentlemen who are standing in for election in Leicester. Now, it's totally up to you guys. Like, I've got no comments on this. These are the people who are standing for election in Leicester. Let's have a look at these guys.
Hi everyone.
Fucking hell.
Hi everyone. I'm Mr. Mohammed Fozda. This is Faisal Noor, the best candidate in this election. You know that genocide has...
Sorry. Look. No, I'm sorry. I'm just going to let it play, right? I'm just going to let it play.
been taking place in Palestine, and from the last election,
okay, right.
What we've learned...
Right, so hang on, give me a second, right? Let's right. Sorry, let me rewind this and you'll see why I'm doing this, right?
Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Mohammed Fozda. This is Faisal Noor, the best candidate in this election. You know that genocide...
Right, so it's taken him 8 seconds. It's literally taken him 8 seconds to talk about Palestine. Hey everyone, Hey everyone, I'm standing for election in Leicester and Palestine. What the fuck? Does that, like, honestly? Hey everyone, I know you guys in Leicester, you're worried about getting your bins collected. I know you're worried about the new bus pass. I know you're worried about the new junction at M42. I know you guys want another railway station. I know you guys want an extra bus service put on. But look what's happening in Palestine. Honestly, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
It has been taking place in Palestine, and from the last election, what we've learned.
He's got fantastic shoes, though. Honestly, look, whatever, I would be tempted to vote for that guy with the beard there who's talking. Look, this is how it goes, right? So this guy here, he's doing all the talking in the middle. You've got the guy at the back who's standing for election. He's not really said anything, but look, honestly, those shoes are phenomenal. Where do I get myself some of those sweet, where do I get myself some of that sweet leather?
We boycotted them, and this time I'm hoping for all your support for Faisal Noor. He's a community leader, a hard worker, a caring person, and I am the one who's backing him with all our Gujarati community. We want you to come out on Thursday and make sure we vote for Faisal. There's only one vote that counts, and that's Faisal Noor. So we hope that you come out, cast your vote.
Thank you for Gujarati community supporting me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Please come on Thursday, 19 February, and vote for Faisal Noor.
Everybody come out for vote for our Faisal.
Thank you.
So what's going on there, guys? Who's standing for election? Is it the guy on the right with the beard who, honestly, I mean, I'm looking at his shoes. He's quite charismatic, and I might be tempted to vote for him, right? If I looked at who's standing for election, I'd think, right, that guy there with the white beard and the fantastic shoes, right? Where do I get the best shot of his shoes? Hang on. Look at them bad boys. Jesus. My God. Those shoes are phenomenal. Honestly. Damn, that boy be sweet. Right, but look, what I'm getting at here is, right, although he's got good shoes, he may not have good policies. I wonder where he gets them from. Look at the heel. Can you see the heel on them as well? That gives him at least an inch. What I'm saying is here is, right, look, you've got this situation right now where we've got this guy on the right with the beard who clearly looks like he's in charge, right? If he was to stand, I'd be like, yeah, all right, mate, you know what you're talking about. And then Faisal starts talking, and let's listen to Faisal, right? Let's listen to what Faisal. So most of this video is taken up by I don't even know what his name is. The other guy. Right. Let's see what Faisal has to say. So let's just give Faisal his what's Faisal get? 5 seconds?
You come out, cast your vote.
Thank you for Gujarati community supporting me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Please come on Thursday, 19 February, and vote for Faisal Noor.
Everybody come out.
So that was it. It was 3 seconds. It wasn't 5. It was 3 seconds, right?
For vote for our Faisal.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
So he got 3 seconds, right? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you live in the United Kingdom, and I do, you've no idea what's coming, right? You've no idea. I've lived through this. I've seen this. I've seen this. Look, I'm not passing judgment at all. I'm just saying, first of all, those were some sweet shoes, right? Guys, in the chat, can we all just agree that that guy had amazing shoes and he was quite charismatic? He was. There's no denying that. The guy with the white beard, like, he was charismatic. I'd be like, all right, mate, come on, sit down, have a talk to me, right? I would. I'd be like that. The other guy who's actually standing for election, I'd be like, what? What are you on about? Literally, what are you on about? I mean, you only got 3 seconds in this. Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, right, you guys know that I love you, right? And you guys are fantastic. And you're amazing. I really need to go for a wee. I do. I really need to go for a wee. I need to grab a bottle of cider and I'll be right back. Is that okay? Can I go and grab a bottle of cider and like have a wee and come back? Thank you, guys. Honestly, literally, give me like less than a minute. I'll be back. while I'm gone, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for hanging around, ladies and gentlemen. I did not get any cider. I just jumped straight back in because I know you guys time is important. Right. Bowser head teacher is saying if the soldiers who fought on D-Day could see Britain today, they would have still advanced. Would they have still advanced 40 yards up the beach? I don't think so, guys. I honestly don't think so. I really don't think so. Duchess 1234 is saying, anyone up for a wager on how many Shabir Shawns had tonight? Right, I've had 5 beers tonight, guys. All right, I've had 5. 5 and drive. 5 and drive. No. What I mean by 5 and drive is it took me 5 attempts at my driving to pass my test. That's what I'm talking about, right? So I'm not talking about 5 pints and drive. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it took me 5 attempts at my driving license to pass. Silly Gallardi is saying Bila Asham. I don't know what that means, right? Let me Google this. Bila Asham. Don't know what that means. Without a sham, Bila Asham, without a sham. I don't know what that means, silly. If you're talking in Hebrew, I don't read Hebrew. I don't even speak Hebrew, so I don't know what that means. Bet he uses French apples. Do you know what, Mister? Right, listen, guys, we're talking about my cider, right? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are told this is a message for young white men. Right now, I'm giving you guys a message for young white men. Britain is in a spiral and war is coming. It's going to happen sooner than you think. War in our streets, community against community, segregation, degradation, isolation. That is what's coming. However, I do not use French apples for my cider. I actually went and got them from I got my apples from the side of the road, like maybe 500 meters from where I live. There's like 2 massive apple trees, and they're literally wild apples. It's why the cider is a little bit acidic. Right, I'm just going to jump down, guys, because I've still got loads of videos to get through. 4 Paws is saying, excuse me. Excuse me. My uncle, who is, what a fantastic guy. Honestly, 101. Listen, can we all just have a shout out for Four Paws' uncle, who's 101? How fantastic is that? That is awesome. I mean, just that in itself. Four Paws is saying my uncle, who is 101 years, fought in D-Day landings, is in hospital. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. He says he's had enough. Oh, God. Four Paws, go to your uncle, right, and tell him, Uncle, you've not had enough yet. You've not had enough. We need you. Your family needs you. Uncle, we need you. You say, Uncle, fight for every breath, Uncle. Don't give in and keep fighting. That's what I would say to my uncle. Four Paws, can you please keep me informed on how that goes, please, mate? My granddad died a couple of years ago. Before he died, he had a heart attack, and he was revived. I think twice in an ambulance. So it's I understand how these things go. Oh, hang on a minute, right? Googleinos is saying Iran's SL threatens to sink US aircraft carrier. Alicia Jane is saying, Sean, please read. Oh, right, okay, right, hang on, right. So, right, okay. So, Iran are threatening to so it's the Iranian Supreme Leader, SL, Supreme Leader. The Iranian Supreme Leader has put out a public threat to sink US aircraft carriers. Now, okay, the two directions I'm going with this is, right, one, do they have the capability to sink a US aircraft carrier? I'm not convinced that the Iranians do have that capability. They may do. I don't think they do, and I will be leading into that. But listen, I'm talking about reptilian aliens and alternate dimensions. So listen, I'm not taking anything off the cards, right? So yeah, earlier on today, I think it was, the Iranian Supreme Leader said he's going to, they made a direct threat to the United States to sink one of their aircraft carriers. Now, whether they can or cannot do that, it's this buildup of rhetoric. It's this buildup of direction of travel. It's this buildup where the Iranians are clearly not going to submit to the United States. Now, look, for those of you guys who are watching the video, I've deleted it now. For those of you guys who were watching the video earlier on, I shared a video, and there was I can only assume he was a Muslim because he was defending the Quran. And he was saying that he would violently attack anyone who burnt the Quran in front of him. What's that got to do with sinking aircraft carriers in the Persian Gulf? It's the ideology, right? It's the ideology, right? It's the ideology of, I'm not going to come to any compromise because what I believe is what I believe. And that's where I think we are at the moment. Like in the Middle East, between the United States and the Iranians, they're in an absolute impasse. The Iranians are not going to submit. The United States are not going to, they're not going to submit either. So literally, you have a rock and a hard place. You have an unstoppable force, and that's going to meet an immovable object. And unfortunately, in this context, the United States would be the unstoppable force. Excuse me. I don't think the Iranians have much chance. I think the United States are going to steamroll in there. They're going to take everyone to the candy shop initially, and then after time, you're going to get the quagmire after time. Hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully we will see a minimum loss of US life. Because look, ultimately, guys, like I said right at the beginning of this live stream, right at the beginning, I think that all life's sacred. I don't think that anybody should be unaliving anyone. I think that everybody should be like, you know, equal. Unfortunately, if you're given equality and then you're a dick, you kind of get rid of your equality, right? You're not equal anymore. That's just how it works, right? That's just how it works. I think that humans should build spaceships, not bombs. But unfortunately, this is where we are right now. Right. Lisa Jane is saying, Sean, please Google it and read. I've done Google this. Dave O'Rourke's. Right. This is going to be hard. This is going to be hard, guys. Can somebody repost Dave O'Rourke's? Hang on. Where am I going? Bum night Thursday in Afghanistan. Iran says it's temporarily closed. Jesus Christ. Right, that is the big news right there. Give me a second, guys, because all other news pales in significance. For a few hours. Right. Okay. So listen, let me just throw this out there. Okay. So I will respond to this because this is huge, guys. Honestly, like, I don't think people understand how big of a thing this actually is. The Strait of Hormuz it's about 60 kilometers and it's a choke point that leads into the Persian Gulf. Now that choke point dictates. Some people say up to 20% of the world's oil, right? Now, the headline is, like from an hour ago or something, Iran to close the Strait of Hormuz. That's like the headline, and you click on it, for a few hours during military drills. Now, the thing about this is, it's opening up that Overton window. Remember, you're expanding that Overton window of, oh, we closed it for military drills. Now, guess what? We're going to close it for more military drills. Remember, guys, okay, that Strait of Hormuz, and I somebody remind me towards the end of the live stream, and I'll show you where it is on the map, right? 20% of the world's oil. It's a swizzler, guys. It's a swizzler. It's a huge choke point for global for oil, basically. Oil, petrol, diesel, hydrocarbons, gas, all the rest of it. It's a huge choke point. Right, I'm going to be struggling to find this next comment. Right, hang on. Let me find whose comment it is. David O'Rourke 7336. Can somebody repost this? This is going to be hard. Right. David O'Rourke 7736. David O'Rourke. Give me a second. Right. Right. Is this it? Right. I hope this is it. Right. David O'Rourke is saying, breaking 6th US Air Force F-22 Raptors. What a fantastic airplane that is, guys. The F-22 Raptor. Oh, God, when that thing rolls, you don't want to be part of that. That is an air dominance aircraft, right? That aircraft is not there to be gay. The F-22 Raptor is not there to be homosexual. It's not there to be gay. It's not there to do anything else other than inflict air dominance. All right, air dominance. So while you get the F-35 and people think it's awesome, it's not. It's really not. The F-35 is a multi-role fighter. It's got it's got communications and a load of gay stuff on it, and it's gay. The F-22 Raptor is a total badass. The task and purpose of the F-22 Raptor is to take down other airplanes, and that's it. And that to me is badass. So breaking news: 6 US Air Force F-22 Raptors. He doesn't say Raptors, that's what they are. Jets have arrived at RAF Lakenheath in eastern England. More F-22 Raptors from the 1st Fighter Wing are expected to depart Langley Air Force Base in Virginia, Fort Lakenheath. So moving these aircraft over to the United Kingdom is a further step to moving them to the Middle East. So the next step they will move them is to the RAF Akateria in Cyprus. Now, I'm pretty sure the F-22 Raptor is too big to land on an aircraft carrier, right? So you can't land them on aircraft carriers. It's too big. The FA-18, which is another phenomenal aircraft, the FA-18 Super Hornet, that's small enough to land on an aircraft carrier because you can grab it with the, what's it called? The not the catapult, I can't remember what it is. But when you land on an aircraft carrier, if you're a big, heavy aircraft like the F-22 Raptor, you're heavy. It's difficult. If you're a smaller aircraft like the FA-18, so the Super Hornet, you can land on them. So what I'm going to speculate to this is that the F-22 Raptors are going to go from RAF Lakenheath. I'm just going to throw it out there. I've spent lots of time on RAF Lakenheath. Fantastic base, great facilities there, good base. They will be they're being forward mounted now to RAF Lakenheath. I'm going to say they are then going to move from Lakenheath to RAF Akateria in the southern tip of Cyprus. And then they will continue their strike missions from RAF Akateria, which is on the southern tip. Is it a peninsula? Maybe it's a peninsula. The southern tip of Cyprus, right? That whole southern tip of Cyprus belongs to Britain. It's RAF Akateria. Right, let me jump down, guys, because, right. Oh, hang on. Donna Prepper. Donna Prepper is saying, breaking, man, police say they've arrested a man who ran towards U.S. Capitol holding a shotgun. What does that mean? They run towards Washington. I don't know what it means. Stell is saying, we all fought for nothing. It would be hard to disagree with that, guys. Listen, and I'm a veteran from, I'm a veteran from many war zones. Afghanistan, Iraq. As a private citizen, I've spent a lot of time in Ukraine, in Syria. So I've been to all these war zones, right? Look, let's just put it this way, right? If you go to a country, right? If you go to a country, you give that country freedom and democracy, and then they say, thanks for your freedom and democracy. We're going to come to your country now and do bad stuff to you guys, but you're going to pay us for that. Kind of, it's difficult to argue. There actually is no argument with that. Right, Googleinos is saying the US sends over 50 fighter jets to the Middle East. Right, let me listen. Hang on. Swear I just heard an air raid siren. Whatever. Right, listen. Can anyone remember when I said 2 years ago, before Donald Trump was even elected, can anyone remember when I said, so 2 years ago, before Donald Trump was even elected, right? I said, hang on, give me a second. Okay, right. Let me share. So 2 years ago, right, before Donald Trump was even elected, I did 4. They're not the best videos. I'm using a different camera. There's like this whining in the background, and it's just what it is. What it is. 2 years ago, I did a video. I did 4 videos saying Donald Trump is gonna go into the Middle East March 2026. There's no denying that, right? Anybody who's, oh, Sean, you said this. No, I really fucking didn't, right? Do you know how I know I fucking didn't? Because those videos are public record, and you guys can go search them now. They're on my YouTube. You literally scroll up or do whatever you want to do. March 2026 is the date that I said, even before Donald Trump was elected. And everybody on the chat was going, oh, but Sean, Trump's failing in the polls. He's not going to win. I was like, okay, let's see how this rolls. Okay, whatever. That's fine. Absolutely fine. You go with that. You go with that, bro. You go with that, bro. Oh, but Sean, yeah, now Trump's been elected, what he will actually say is, he's a peaceful president. He's going to have peace within 24 hours. Okay, go with that. Go with that. Go do what you want to do. It's like when, you know, when I send these proposals to the MOD, 2017, right? 2017, I proposed to the MOD in the United Kingdom, right, you're spending a lot of money on aircraft carriers, right? Give me and my group some money, right? And I will refurbish a cargo ship, right? You know those big cargo ships? A lot of these things get decommissioned and they just get sold for scrap and they're absolutely peanuts, right? I said, right, give me one of those. Give me some money. I will buy one of those. I will totally refurbish that into a mobile drone aircraft carrier. So what I would do on that ship, rather than have FA-18s and F-35s and these expensive aircraft come and land, no, I wouldn't do that. I would build the drones inside that aircraft. I would have 3D printers. I would have resin. I would have resin. I would have composites. I would have fiberglass. I would have carbon fiber. I would build that shit inside. And then I would send them out on the missions at an absolute fraction of the cost. Fraction. How much does an F-35 cost, guys? Let's have a look at this. Give me a second. Okay, fucking hell. Okay, so an F-35 Lightning ranges from bottom end, right? Bottom end, 82 million. Top end, 135 million, all right? And the Bs, the F-35Bs, the ones that land on aircraft carriers, are 100, they start at 102 million. Think about that, right? So anyone can build a fair drone with strike capability and munitions, you know. Well, let's go with a Shaheed, right? A Shaheed drone maybe costs 50 grand. That's the top end of a Shaheed with a fair warhead, right? So now, how many 50 grands? So you're looking at bottom end. Well, let's go mid-range because it's a lot easier, right? 50 million, right? 50 million. You're talking 100. The numbers are phenomenal, guys. Okay, you have the capability, right? If you are building those drones on an air, turns out the British military didn't want that. They're not bothered. No. We would rather spend billions on an aircraft carrier that's probably going to get sunk with all our aircraft. Yes. Turns out the Chinese thought it was a great idea and they spent a shitload of money into that. But yes, sorry, as Google Enos is saying, and let me share this with you fine people. Let me share this. How do I share? I keep forgetting how to share. US sends 50 fighter jets to the Middle East in military buildup against Iran. How badass is that? That is such a badass. That's an F-35, by the way. But it's such a badass picture. US sends 50 fighter jets to the Middle East in military buildup against Iran. Report. The American military buildup comes amid indirect negotiations with Iranian officials in which progress was made. Bullshit. There's no progress being made, guys. All right. Right. So yeah, there's been a lot. There's a lot of aircraft and assets getting sent over there. So remember when I said March 2026 and everybody was calling me a swizzler? When everybody was calling me a swizzler, what do you think, guys? What do you think? Do you think I just know how the military-industrial complex works? Do you think how that I just know that how long it takes to get this shit in place? Do you think I know that everything comes from the US election cycle? Or do you think I'm just making it up? I'm not making it up. I'm giving you guys real hard facts. Donna Prepper, a Centre Super with a fantastic little microphone and a beautiful smile. She sent, there is 36 F-16s, 12 F-22s, and 24 F-16s. So what does that mean? There's 34 plus 16 F-16s. I don't know what that means. There's a lot of aircraft, right? There is a lot of aircraft. The F-22s are the ones to worry about, right? They're the badass. They're the king of the skies. The F-22 Raptor, it's the king of the sky. Nobody ain't coming close. Nobody's coming close to the F-22. Just forget about it. You see an F-22 in the sky, it's kind of like seeing a British paratrooper on the ground. Not in the sky, because remember, British paratroopers don't have, British paratroopers don't have parachutes anymore. We're not allowed them. Right, listen, guys, the chat's gone wild. I feel like I need to get some cider. Right, give me a second. I'm just going to scroll down right to the bottom, guys. So, listen, guys, the chat's bonkers right now. Let me jump to the bottom. Terry Badu is saying, if your life's that sad you spend time counting fighter jets, give up now. Terry Badu, right? Let me throw this out to you, right? Terry Badu, right? Military fighter jets, the technology that goes into them is fucking phenomenal, right? It is phenomenal. The speed, the distance, the range, the stealth, it's just phenomenal. Some of the stuff these aircraft can do, it's phenomenal. And when you look at these things and you're like, wow, yeah. Like, if Britain had have continued its fighter jet program, I'm talking about the English Electric Lightning, which I think is still the fastest fighter jet ever produced. I'm pretty sure, give me a second. I'm pretty sure the British have still produced the fastest fighter jet ever produced. Give me a second. No, that wasn't a fighter jet. I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, no, it's definitely not. No, F-15, no, the F-15 is a lot faster. No, bullshit, fucking bullshit. Right, give me a second. The English Electric Lightning was a premier Cold War era interceptor for the Royal Air Force, capable of speeds exceeding Mach 2.27 and renowned for its unmatched climb rates. Jesus Christ, just honestly, look. If any of you guys are aviation nerds like I am, I'm a space nerd, I'm an aviation nerd, I love engineering, I love technology, I love space, I love exploration. I'm not really into wars. If you look at Britain's development of aircraft up until like 1950, well, whenever the Labour government got in the 1950s, it's absolutely heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Like, you had Britain here producing aircraft, English Electric Lightning, the V-Force, the Victor, the Valiant, the Vulcan. Britain was like here, America was here, and the rest of the world was like so far behind, it's not even, you wouldn't even put them on the scale, right? But then what happened? The Labour government got in and said, no, we want to cancel all these projects. They're costing too... Fuck you! We want to cancel all these projects and invite the third world to come and live in our country, and then we will just pay them. Right, listen, every patriot right now that's watching this live stream, would you rather have the world's best aircraft that are so badass our enemies are not even willing to even touch the door of the candy shop? Or would you rather have hundreds of thousands of people living in migrant hotels and be woke and be kind and be courteous? Which one of those two would you rather have? I know that I would choose the aircraft every day. Aircraft every day. Listen, maybe I'm just an aviation nerd. Maybe I'm too much of an aviation nerd. Right, listen, guys, let me throw this. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at the chat right now, and some of your thumbnails are so fantastic. Look at George Smith there. George Smith just stopped feeding, funding, and I agree. I absolutely agree. Andy is saying the Tornado again. What a fantastic airplane. The Vulcan bomber. Oh, God, listen. I struggle to say the word Vulcan bomber without war. Who's cutting onions in here? Somebody cutting onions. Who's cutting onions? So many beautiful aircraft the United Kingdom have produced. Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back on track because we've gone on a massive sidetrack. Have I got another video? Hang on, I think I've got another video for you guys. Done that one. Right. So I've got another video to share with you guys. This is from Patrick Bet David. Now, this was released. I'm not going to pass judgment on this, right? I'm just going to share this with you guys. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'm literally just going to share this with you guys, right? So let me know what you guys think. I've got no opinion on this. I've got absolutely no opinion on this, right? Sorry, I was at the back of it then.
This is the one part that we have a leak in the Constitution that if there's going to be anything that takes this great country down, it'll be this. Play this clip, Rob. This is New York City, by the way. Go ahead.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
This is New York City. Okay? All right, so you can pause it right there. Now go do this in Yemen. Go do this in Jordan. Go do this in Iran. Bring thousands of Christians outside.
Bear in mind, this guy who's speaking, I think he's Iraqi.
And pray and see what happens. Go ahead and do that. See what takes place there.
Good luck.
This is the one part that we have a leak in the Constitution that if there's going to be anything that takes this great country down, it'll be this. Play this clip, Rob. This is New York City, by the way. Go ahead.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
This is New York City. Okay? All right, so you can pause it right there. Now go do this in Yemen. Go do this in Jordan. Go do this in Iran. Bring thousands of Christians outside and pray and see what happens. Go ahead and do that. See what takes place there.
So that's what Patrick Bet Christie is saying. These things are taking a hold. I've been talking for a long time that the only feasible route I see is a mass exodus to Antarctica. That's what I'm seeing, guys. I am best case scenario, Rupert Lowe gets elected, right? Let's just go best case scenario, right? Rupert Lowe gets elected at the next election. He's the prime minister. He's the Don. He's the chief. He's the El Capitan. Rupert Lowe decides to start mass deportations, right? And he starts mass deportations. If you started mass deportations now in the United Kingdom, I would speculate there's about 20 million people in the United Kingdom who would be violently opposed to that. They're my numbers, guys. 20. I would say 20 million people in the United Kingdom who would be violently opposed to that. So what do you do when there's 20? The saturation point now is too much. The saturation point is absolutely too much, guys. It really is. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are all so fantastic. You're beautiful. You're amazing. Let me share with you guys Rupert Lowe's Christmas message one last time, because I know I said I would, right? And I totally forgot. And now I'm going to do it again, and I'm late. So I'm going to try and throw this through in a one. So I'm just going to share with everyone. And this is a message right now to young white men. This is a message to you guys, right? From Rupert Lowe. Not from me, guys. This is not my message. This is from Rupert Lowe.
To the young white men who feel ignored and insulted, I want to speak directly to you. For too long, young white men in this country have been treated as if your concerns don't matter, your struggles don't count, and your identity is something to apologize for. That your love of your country is somehow racist and wrong. You've been told to stay quiet, to step aside, to accept being blamed for things you never did and problems that you didn't create. Let me be clear. There is nothing wrong with being white. There is nothing wrong with being a man. There is nothing wrong with being straight. You are not the problem. The system is the problem. The cancer of DEI, along with the Blairite legacy, must be eradicated and erased from our society. Britain needs strong, grounded, responsible men. Men and women who work hard, protect their communities, build their families, and stand firm in their values. And despite what some might tell you, there's nothing shameful about wanting to be that person. We should be unapologetic in our promotion of those ideals. I say to you today, keep going. It will get better.
There's a word called hope. Well, there's a word hope, and it's such a peculiar word. The word hope is such a peculiar word. It's such a powerful word, right? Hope. Hope. What do you hope for? What do you aspire for? What do you want? What do you hope will happen in the future? Too much hope and you're devastated. Too much hope and it's cataclysmic. Not enough hope and it's doom, right? So I think what Rupert Lowe coming into politics and doing what he's doing is it's giving a glimmer of hope, a tiny, tiny bit of hope. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced on anything, guys. I'm very cynical. I'm very cynical in my old age. But it is giving hope. And that hope is a very dangerous thing. Hope's a dangerous thing, guys. It's both, it's powerful and it's dangerous at the same time. Right, listen, you fantastic lot. You fantastic lot. Hopium. Well, who said that? Hertzman West is saying hopium. Hopium to you too. I think we all need a little bit of hopium every now and again, right? A glass of hopium. Hang on. quite a lot of stuff going on. So, right, hopium. Let's leave it with hopium, guys. Because I think hopium is a good. I think on that hopium bombshell, I think we should all leave this, guys. Okay. Look, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been fantastic. You've been awesome. You've been amazing. If you're on right now and you've not done so already, I don't know why. I don't know why people are not liking, following, and subscribing to this channel. Because I talk about things that are happening in the future. I talk about things that have not even happened yet. And I give them context and I say why they're going to happen. And then they happen, right? And then they happen. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be back on tomorrow morning at 10. I'm going to be on my normal spot. Also, tomorrow, I've got a UFO UAP marathon. I've got a UFO UAP marathon. Just for context, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I've got 17 tabs open right now, and I'm researching like UFO, UAP, alien, reptilian, blood-sucking, Epstein-Filian videos, right, for you guys tomorrow. So it's going to be a wild one tomorrow. So I'm going to be on the normal time, 10 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the evening. Through the day, I'm going to try and get 2 at the minimum. I may even try for 3 alien videos, okay? Because this UFO, UAP spectrum is just blown all out of proportion right now, guys. To a context where we have mainstream media now going out on the streets asking people if they think aliens are real. Not even in a funny, like, and look, guys, I'm not going to steal my thunder. I'm not going to steal my own thunder. I do think that what everybody's been saying about Project Bluebeam, whether it's real or not, I do think that's going to be announced at some point. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been fantastic. Remember, if you've not done so already, please hit those buttons down below. The like, follow, subscribe, comment, bell notification, whatever they are. Click those buttons, guys, and I will see you guys in the morning. 10 o'clock, don't be late. Because I'm never late.